Yep.
What's up, guys? Appreciate you watching this episode of RSG, man. If you may not know, we have just started our Discord channel, man. If you want to be able to sit down with us, have some conversations, have some banter back and forth, come see us.
We have an active channel where you guys can talk with Justin and I regularly, and we have race predictions.
And occasionally on Sunday, you'll be able to speak to Rod and I personally, and also we'll have guests.
And when we drop any announcements or merch, that'll be the first place you can see it.
And we'll also have some lucky fans be able to ask some questions to our guests. So hit the link in the bio.
Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin. And look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
What's up, fam? We back with another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We're in the building. We have a special prediction episode right now. We got a couple lineups too, and we're happy to have y'all in the building. But you also know who comes in the building with me. It's my main man, Rodney Green, the bearded wonder himself, bro. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? First, I want to the Eagles. I want to say the Eagles, the Super Bowl champs, man. We won the game against the Cowgirls. I want to say thank you to all the Cowgirls out there. I got my Super Bowl champ hat on to let y'all know, man, we are the champs. We are the champions. That's who we are. I know a lot of people don't like the Eagles, but that's my team. If you don't know, you know by now. So, yeah, we do got predictions for Tokyo, man. I'm happy to be here with y'all, man, and happy to give our predictions on what we think or how we think Tokyo will unfold. First on our list, man, we got can Noah pull off the back-to-back, which leads us into our 100-meter and 200-meter predictions. Can he pull off the double goal? So, for first, I'm going to give my prediction on 100, and then we'll let Justin go back and see what his predictions are to see if ours match up or if they conflict a little bit in what we think will happen and our reasoning why. So, this is my lineup from third to first. I know I always get burned when I do this, but he is the clutch kid himself, man, Noah. I have Noah getting bronze. I don't have Noah. I don't have Noah getting gold. I have I have Kenny getting second, and I have Keishane winning. I think, and this is my rationale for thinking in that order, right? Oblique is my honorable mention. If you guys don't know, I picked Oblique 2 years in a row, and it hasn't happened for me. Maybe this year it will have happened. But the only reason why I didn't put Oblique in this mix right here, he is the only gentleman out of that three-person the three-person that I just called that hasn't ran 9.7 yet. Meaning he's going to have to go somewhere that he's never went. Keishane has been 9.7 before. Kenny has ran 9.7 this year. Noah has ran 9.7 last year. So based on how they're coming into themselves, Oblique looks the same. He runs 9.8 every year, solid 9.8, and anywhere from 9.81 to 9.85, which is very good for Oblique. But I think after last year, Keishane is going to be a little bit more poised for the situation for him to get the job done. He's been running well all year. he took maybe 1 or 2 losses, I think, this year. Or no, maybe just one. I think he lost to Oblique once. And no, Akani. He lost to Akani one time, and that was it. And he hasn't lost after that. So I think he's really forming up to be in tip-top shape to take it all. Now, Kenny took a few losses before Worlds at his trials. I think that's going to remotivate him to be able to try to get to the top of that medal stand. But I don't know if he beats Keishane. And then Noah, he hasn't really ran sub 10 seconds, as much sub 10 seconds as I would like to see him do. But I think he'll probably be kind of ready by Tokyo. But I don't think it'll be enough for his 2 competitors. So that's my reasoning why.
Okay. I was a little surprised with that order that you picked. You know what I mean? First off, disclaimer: I hate doing these predictions, especially far out. I like to do them like right before the finals hits. I like to go and navigate through like the prelims, semis, and finals. I love to see how athletes kind of unfold and what they look like, and look at their eyes right at the starting line before the finals. That's always a good way to figure out who's going to win this race. So, but we here now. Ain't nothing I can do about it, right, y'all? So here we go. My predictions. So I have Kenny getting bronze. And the only reason why I have Kenny getting bronze is because he started his season off with very early and he was rolling. He's been working on his angles. He's been working on his acceleration, especially in the middle. And he seemed like he's been opening up more towards the end of his races to give him himself more velocity instead of having that kind of hamster wheel turnover that he's usually having, right? But he hasn't ran against formidable opponents like a Keishane or really like a Noah throughout those series of runs. I want to see him navigate through those rounds and be able to let it all hang out in the finals. No dig. But second, this is just me. I have Keishane. I'm sorry, Jamaica. I love y'all. And I definitely want to see Frano win one. Frano has done such amazing things and for our sport, especially on the women's side. I know he's long overdue to get a medal, especially a gold medal for the men's side. But only reason why I say Keishane is because I feel like Keishane is having an issue with separation towards the end of his race. He's a great starter. He has a monstrous transition, and it's just that end for me. And why I say that end is because that's where Noah is good. And that's why I have Noah at gold right now. Noah is the kind of athlete who he may not have the best start, but he has really good track vision, almost like LeBron with court vision. Some way, somehow, he's able to reel somebody back in with just a couple of strides left, a couple of meters left, and beat him at the finish line. We saw it in 2024 when it happened at the Olympics, and it was just by the thinnest of margins. And then now we see how he's done this season already. I think Noah's the kind of person, he's not necessarily looking to run 9.7. He's looking to race everybody this year. He hasn't did any predictions. He hasn't put anything out there to say, this is what I'm trying to run. I think he's just out there trying to go toe-to-toe with these athletes. And every time he's run this season, he's been very, very close, and it's been a slim victory for him. So I think that's his game plan, to go out there and just make sure that he's in striking distance and see where the chips will fall when it comes across the finish line. That's my prediction for the 100 meters.
Well, as you can see, we do not agree on how the chips will fall in this men's 100, but we will see pretty soon who was right, who was close to being right, or who was totally wrong. Shoot. Men's 200.
I appreciate that, Tiffany. Thank you very much. I know I was going to listen, but everybody here, I know y'all was going to shoot me down for that one, man, but that's what I see. That's me.
But hey, I hear you. I hear you.
I love talking to the chat. I appreciate y'all, man.
Listen, I'm always thinking of just looking at their body of work for the season. Now, I'm more confident in Noah in the 200 now that we're about to go into the 200 predictions. I really got Noah winning. Like, I don't think he loses this one. I think he had a bad taste in his mouth from losing last year at the Olympics, being that 200 is his baby. I think he goes back to try to reclaim his crown as the 200-meter world champion. Man, I didn't want to give it. I know Kenny really wants to beat him, but because he didn't beat him at USA's, that's showing that Noah showed up and that how he showed up at USA's and beat him with that win, even though it was at the line. I feel like it's maybe a little bit of a mental game for Kenny. I'm not sure, and I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I'm just thinking. I got Kenny at second, and I got Taboho at third. Now, my honorable mention in this one is Brian Lavelle. I know I've talked about Brian Lavelle and how he could be sneaky all year, but he hasn't raced any of the most notable 200-meter runners this year in the 200, being any one of those runners. I don't even think he raced Zarnell Hughes this year. But that's the only reason, and then this will be his first world championships. I don't know how he deals with the first world championship jitters, but I do think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with going into the future. But he is my honorable mention. But I do have Noah winning the 200 based on how he ran all his 200s this year. And then he's beaten the people who I just spoke about getting second and third. So I definitely think that's how it falls for me for the men's 200.
Okay. All right, cool. I like that. That's cool. That's good. Some good predictions. My prediction, I'm gonna go from bronze all the way up to gold, and I'll tell you why. So for my bronze, I have Taboho. Why I have Taboho is not because, I don't think Taboho can get the job done. He did an amazing job last year for the Olympics, right? And he showed everybody, he put everybody on notice. He was stronger last year. He had a better base, I feel, last year. This season, it seems like he's not up to par with what we've seen before. He ran a good time at Prefontaine. It seemed like since Prefontaine, he may have had some knick-knack injuries. He hasn't performed at that level that the rest of this season. I know he went back home to Botswana. I think he ran a 10-0 at home. It's not like you got to drop, you really got to drop a bomb at home, right? But I think also navigating and him running against Noah of recent, it seems more like coming off that turn, he struggled to make separation, and it became a stride for stride kind of race. The Boho that we've seen, he has that untapped resource of speed endurance. It seems like he just doesn't get tired, and he just has that motor that keeps on going. He's able to pull away from everybody, even Noah. We've seen it. So that isn't there from what we've seen last year for me. So I have Taboho at third. At second, I actually have Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles at second place for the 200 meters. Kind of for the fact that I know that he had an injury. He's coming back. He's not as, I think, race sharp as he could be. He seems to be kind of strong-arming his races. He doesn't have that turnover like he had once before. He's kind of motoring down the track and using more shoulders to power himself down the track compared to like really kind of motoring and getting to that top end speed. And maybe in this kind of layover right before Worlds, he's working on his turnover and top end speed, and we may see that when it comes to time for the 200-meter finals. I want to skip back to the bronze one time. I don't think it's a good idea for Taboho right now to run the 1 and the 2. My personal opinion. That's it. I think that the 100 is going to tax him going into the 200 from what I've seen for this last 200-meter race. My personal opinion. And he may be loaded from working out. Who knows? But gold is going to Kenny. And like I said before, for his 100 meters, the things that I've seen is him working on his start. And the start that he had for his 100, he can just lay it over into his 200, which he has done. He runs a great turn. He comes off the turn. He holds form very well. I think his Achilles heel is the fact of he gets into his turnover and he gets locked into a pace and he's not able to create frequency towards the end of the race. That is lunch for someone like a Noah Lyles. He has to create separation in the last 50 meters and he has to hold it so someone like a Noah can't run him down. It's going to be like the Twilight Zone or Deja Vu if he does not create separation with his arms, have bigger arms, and have a bigger cycle with his leg. But I think Kenny is aware of that now, and I think he's going to work on executing that at the last part of that 200 meters. So that's where my prediction goes for the 200 meters.
Well, look in the chat going crazy because you picked Kenny to win, boy.
Listen, you can't discredit the man. The man has ran some really good times in the beginning of this season, man. Through the 200 and the 100. He's ran 9.7 this year. So I can't take that away from him. And I know that being with Dennis, he's going to prepare him for that finals. Now, if Kenny shows up mentally and emotionally ready, that's on Kenny. But we know that Dennis Mitchell is going to have his athletes ready to run and be championship quality. That's what I know.
100%. Our next topic, will Julien or Melissa Jefferson be crowned? Which takes us into our women's 100 and 200 meter predictions. Both of the ladies I just named will be doubling, and we're going to see how this is going to fall out. So, with me going first with the men, I'll go first with my women and give you my reasons why, as I think of why they're going to go this way. With my women's 200, I have Miss Richardson pulling up third. I think with the time that they have left, I think Dennis and Miss Richardson has the time to get her stuff together. But I don't think it'll be as well as they did the year in 2023 in Budapest. I don't think she gets back to 10.6 or 10.7, but I think she'll have enough to pull up that third place. I could be wrong. Second, I have Julien Alfred. Julien Alfred, to me, she's running really, really well. She's dispelled anything about her injuries going forward. But she's already lost to Melissa. They've already measured up. The coaches already measured what they feel they need to measure. I feel like in the last race, Melissa was just working on some things. She really wasn't really pushing it to get to run a fast time. She was just really working on some things and end up running kind of the same time as Julien. But I think and this run, she's hungry enough to go ahead and get the job done at the World Championships and be the world champion. Now, my honorable mention is the young Jamaican man, Tina. I think she pulls up fourth place. That's my honorable mention for that fourth place. But that's my reasoning.
Who's your bronze? Who's your bronze?
Miss Richardson. The only reason why I feel like
100.
Yeah, I feel like Miss Richardson over Tina, as I'm always go with experience. I'm always go with experience over youth. You know what I mean? Experience, I always give that extra 10% because they've been there, done that. You know what I mean? Tina, this is her first time coming back into something like this, and I feel like the field is a little bit harder once she stepped into it. You know what I mean? So I give her my honorable mention. Tremendous talent. I feel like she has a lot of medals in her future, but I just think the experience is going to trump her.
Yeah. To answer your question, Dale, I won every race but the big one. That was true in 2015. I definitely take credit for that for sure. Because I did. Hey man, chat. Y'all know I keep it real, dog. I'm keep it real with y'all. Because at the end of the day, I understand what the pressure is when you go into those big races, man. Those big races are going to hold a lot of pressure. That's why we love to see athletes in the regular season and they do well. Someone like Oblique Seville, who's an amazing athlete, but probably has some kind of big stage anxiety sometimes when it comes to those races. They're thinking about the big moment. They're thinking about the fact of what could happen to them if they win or what could happen if they lose. They need to stop thinking about the what if and just get the job done. That's what it is, man. I've been there. I've blocked it all out and I've won and I let it control me and I've lost. So I know what it feels like in them situations, man.
Listen,
but
hold on before you move on. I see a lot of people asking me if they know I'm a Shelly and Fraser fan. This is not, when I give my predictions, they're not about like on dislike. I love Shelly Ann. My predictions are based on body of work and season's best. Your season's best push what my predictions will be. Shelly's season's best is 11-0. These young ladies are running 10-6, 10-7, and 10-8. This is, well, no, I think Shelly's season's best is 10-9. But they in 10-6, 10-7, and 10-8 low. Consistently. I ain't talking about they just ran it one or two times. They running this like it ain't like it going out of business. So that's the reason I don't give it to people who I like or whatever. It's not a disrespect. It's based on how they are running that year.
100%. So listen, yes. But I was shocked too. Trust me. You can see my face in a lot of still photos. I was definitely shocked in that situation. But we're going to stop talking about me. I'm retired, y'all. All right, ready? Jay, chat, I am with y'all on this one. So I'm going to go from bronze all the way up to gold once again for my 100-meter prediction. I got Mommy Rocket pulling in, getting that bronze. This is her victory tour. I think if you watch her this season, what she has done in past seasons is she has coasted her way through the season, worked on what she needs to work on in different races, And she says, at the end of the day, I'm going to go out here and win. If anything you know about Mommy Rocket is, if she thought that she was going to come into this season and just kind of just be in the back, she would have already retired. She's a dog, bro. She a dog. She going to stand up. But she also knows what she's working with right now. So she's come back from small injury, and she's worked her way back, and now she's just feeling it out. She's flying under the radar. She's seeing all the other girls are doing, and she says, I got enough left in the tank. Got one more in the chamber. Let's get to Worlds. Let's try to get on this podium and make it happen. So even if her season's best is 11-0 or 10-9, it's a fact that I think when it comes to the finals, she's going to put down a good start. She's going to be able to bring herself into contention going into 50, and I think she's going to hold on to that race, and we already know how she runs. She's going to throw that head back. She's going to go 2008 Shelly Ann on us and be like, I think she'll come across that line.
Just how she runs.
That's what I'm saying. Silver, I got Julien. I got Julien right now because I think Julien's still been working on some things through her race pattern. And the last time we seen the race, I think, like you said, Rod, she was a little upset that she didn't run a little faster than she wanted to run. But once again, this is the big stage. She probably can go out there and get her 10-6 that she's looking for at the big moments. It's going to take everything she has and everything that she has worked on to be able to go out there and pull it through. I got Melissa Jefferson for the gold. I think Melissa Jefferson is on a roll. And then when you see athletes that are on a roll, I believe that they are going to be very unstoppable. Unless she gets up there and she lets herself get defeated, she's the one that I think that can get the job done. She just has to go through all her phases, all her races, and get it done. If you watched her last year, she was so focused and so determined, and she pulled up and got bronze. But every time she crossed that line, every round, even in the 4x1, she was roaring because she was happy with her progression, and she stayed consistent with her progression. What makes you think anything changes this year? She realizes if she stays fast and she does what she does, she's going to go out there and get the job done. Now, in the big moments, she has to dial in and don't worry about where it's going to put you at. She just got to get out in front and do what she does best. Go across that line and win. Put down the 10-6, or even better. We hope to see something better. So I hope that gets the job done for her.
Yeah, shoot.
That's what I got. That's what I got.
I see the chat. I see the chat saying, yeah.
What the chat talking about?
They talking about Shelly Ann season's best is better than Sha'Carri. But I do give a bump in 10 points for the last world champion. So that's why Miss Richardson has jumped up over Shelly Ann for me. She is the defending world champion. So she gets that 10% bump. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I see someone said something about Shericka. I'm gonna mention Shericka because out of respect, I believe Shericka will show up to Worlds a different athlete than we've seen her in the regular season. But we also know that Shericka has never been the greatest starter. So that's going to be a challenge within itself for her, is to make sure that she has a good start, she nails it, and she puts herself into the race. That's what she has to be able to make sure she focuses on. So,
and she hasn't seen a lot of high profile races this year also. So, I mean, hoping that she will be ready. If she steps into the realm with these young ladies, that's a hot end. I mean, after the heats, I feel like the semifinal, boy, ain't gonna be no easy semifinal with these ladies, because you're gonna catch one or two of these ladies in each of one of these heats. Somebody gonna get you, because these people are gonna be running for their life.
Yeah, and mention, we talked about Shericka real quick, is the fact of, I think she mentioned it also in an interview, and a lot of them will mention it too if you ask them. They're tired. You got to think, they've been running since 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025. They ran 5 years straight with no rest, no down years. It looks great on paper because it's always going to be a medal. It's always going to be some kind of cash that's going in your pocket, some team to make. But you got to remember the traditional algorithm of what we set up for our track and field system. It is going to be the Olympics, World Championships, down year, World Championships, Olympics. That's how it's supposed to go, right? So next, 2026 will be the first down year they've had in half a decade, which is crazy.
Yeah, COVID created that.
Yeah. So I think at the end of the day, it's just the fact of a lot of them are going to be tired. They're going to be a little physically tapped, but it's all about locking in. I think one of those people is Shericka, and she has the power to lock in. What we got next, man? We got the women's 200.
Women's 200. That's what we got, man. For me, I think I'm gonna go third place all the way up. I got Shericka pulling up the bronze medal. Being how the 200 has been running this year, man, all of those ladies, except for two, are in that 22-1, 22-0 range, which is like a blanket for anybody else. But I think, you know what I mean, 21-9 gets bronze. Second, I got Melissa Jefferson. I got Melissa Jefferson. This is going to be her first time doubling at a major championship. Um, and that's the reason why I have her coming second. You know, she's not as seasoned as in the double as Julien is, and I definitely have Julien first. I have Julien winning that 200. She will be the world champion in the 200. That is definitely why running 21-8 as your season opener, then running a bunch of these hundreds with the speed endurance under her belt like she's been having. I don't see anybody really hanging with her after 150. I think she will power her way through that 200-meter line as the world champion with Melissa in second and Shericka in third.
For real? For
Yeah,
real?
that was my prediction,
Powering
bro.
through and no one's going to be there? For real?
Not no one's not gonna be there. Don't say it like that. It sounds like yeah, I'm giving up 30-meter man. Now I like 5 meters, maybe five. Like the last 20 meters of that race, I don't see anybody really matching the kind of veracity that she has in the last 20 meters this year. Now, if Shericka was back in the shape she was at the last World Championship, this definitely wouldn't be my pick. But Shericka, her last run, I think, was 2022-1. I think that was the season's best. So she's right around where the rest of the ladies are. There's only been a few people to sub 22 seconds this year, and Julien and Melissa are two of them.
Yeah. I like all in the game. I like your picks too. That's a solid pick for sure. My picks. That third place, I have to go. I have to go with the lady, the dog herself, Miss Brittany Brown. I'm putting
Hey,
Brittany out there.
that's my honorable
And you,
mention, though. She's
that's
fourth. That's
honorable
my
mention.
honorable
That's
mention.
who you. That's usually your girl, boy. You usually picking
And
her
usually, yeah,
before they
but
upset.
she hopefully if she gets to 21, she gonna get on that medal stand. If she gets to 21 by Worlds, but if she's still around 22-0, 22-1, like her last race, she'll pull up four.
I
But she gotta
I
be
think
she
that
gotta be with them girls coming off the curve. Both those girls run amazing curve. Julien and Melissa and Brittany runs a fast curve, but not like them.
you know what Melissa has come. I mean, Brittany has come back from her surgery that she's had this season, and she's shown a lot of progression through this season already. She's gotten stronger. She's gotten faster. She has progressed. I like that about her, and she still has that dog in her. So watching her go out there and run to get on that, I think she was the wild card, right? Now she got that trip,
Hmm. Hmm.
and now looking at that, I think that she's able to sneak in and get that third place. This is the same girl that complained that she was put in lane 7 and then she just went on a whole tear last season and then made the Olympic team when no one even knew who she was at that point in time. She thrusted herself onto the scene, and then whatever other lane she was in, she still handled business through those lanes as well last year. Now is she showing that again, who she is, and I think she's going to be ready. Time has been on her side, even though she had a procedure. Time has been on her side, especially in the later part of this season. So I think that she has the opportunity to go out there and actually shock a couple people and get on that podium. My second place, my silver, is going to go to Juju. And why I only say that is because Juju is an amazing 200-meter runner. And I'm with you on this, Rod. She's ran a faster time than Melissa has ran and has a better PR. But I think right now, I think Juju is going to be focused more on that 100 meters and what she can do at 100 meters. And I think it's going to take a little bit of distraction into that 200 for her, right? My gold is going to go. I think Melissa's going to double. I think Melissa Jefferson is going to double and get gold in both. That's just my personal opinion. Watching her progress, watching her race through the 100, dropping 10 sixes, damn near consistently, that is going to flow into her 200 meters. She has already PR'd in her 200 meters. We've already seen that she's been progressing in the 200 meters. It's all about how she sets her 200 meters up. And she has a good strategy. I don't see why she can't win that race off of just sheer foot speed.
Well, I like it. I don't love it. Like I said, man, we going to see Melissa who's going to run an amazing 150. She's going to be there. If Julien's with her at 150, that last 20 meters, and we've seen it before with her and Gabby, she kind of breaks down a little bit. Hopefully, Dennis will fix something like that. But I've watched that young girl, Julien Alfred, power through that last 20 meters. And if they together, well, God help them.
Hey,
that's all I can say.
hey, I see Victor said if Shericka make that final, I'm keep putting his whole credit card on her. You know what I mean? When the dude go like this, pop, 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 pop. He gonna put that whole credit card down, man.
Listen, I know I already made my honorable mention, but one of those girls from USA did something amazing, man. And I don't know. She's a rising star, a Navy battle, man. She ran 22-1 out of lane 2. So I would keep my eyes on her, too. I don't know where she lands, but she definitely gets to the final. She could be a shocker going into next year, being one of our next big stars in the game. So we'll see.
Come on,
Hey,
Dale. There's no favoritism, man. He's talking about favoritism. Come on, man. Listen, I like the progression of her. I like where she's going, bro, with that. Listen, Melissa Jefferson could have been from any other country. If she was running the way she's running, I'm going to pick her because of that, not because she's wearing red, white, and blue. Y'all know that, man. I'm not a biased person like that. I love all athletes who are really putting their effort out there from any country. So, but that's what I see. That's just me. So I hear you, Dale. I hear you, Victor. I'm tripping. Last couple of weeks, Rod was tripping, so I'm tripping this week. I got it.
Hey,
you see how I threw you back under the bus?
I see it. Once them results hit, then we gonna know who really tripping.
Hey, listen, we come back in here and the results are different. All y'all get back on the chat, bro. I'm gonna apologize to all y'all. Just put an emoji with the hand raised like this. Me, apologize to me too. But if I go out, then I win. I'm gonna need to see some sorries in this chat. You got it. I'm gonna need some guidance. That's right. You got it. That's cool. I stay taking these bets and I lose though, bro. So, but
Yeah, well, listen,
I'm
boy,
still
we can put another 400 on the line, boy. Listen, if I would have had to do that 400, boy, listen, y'all would have been waiting forever for that, boy. Y'all would have had to come get a gun to my head on that one. I would have did it, but y'all would have had to hold a gun to my head the whole lap.
Well, you'd have dry heat your guts out, boy.
Boy, you know what I do every weekend, boy. It would have been a tough run for me. Listen.
So I got you now. Now we got. Will Grant do what he does best? Men's 110 hurdles. What's your predictions on this 110 hurdles, man?
Man, I think Grant gonna do what he do. Man, I seen I seen Grant with a shiesty on. Listen. Listen.
I saw that too.
I saw with a shiesty on a week before, before he left. Listen to me. He locked in. He heard everything we say, man. I've seen him made a quote before where he was like, man, sometimes even Michael Jordan missed the game-winning shot. You know what I mean? So, this is true. This is true. You've had a few slip-ups this year, but we all know you only got to win the one that count. We won't be talking about Grant's season or what happened to him this season, how he took a few L's, if he comes away with a W. This is the only one that really counts at the end of the year is a championship. I have Grant winning. The young boy behind him, Cordell Tinch, I have him getting second. And then I'm gonna give that third spot. And Cordell Tinch this last couple of races have been amazing. Amazing. Sub 13 twice and then a 13-0. I think he's having a amazing end of year going in the Worlds. His confidence has to be swinging on an all-time high. So definitely going into Worlds, he's going to feel like he's that guy. But I definitely think Grant's going to have something to say about that. Third, man, I got the hometown hero who got the national record, man, Rashid, the Japanese guy. I think that young man, because there's going to be in Japan, he is going to get the job done because he's going to be there in front of his home crowd, man. We seen it last year in Paris from Serena Samayala and the 100-meter hurdles. Nobody really felt like she was going to medal from France. She was the only track and field medal from France, and she got silver behind Masai. So I definitely think
and you watch that race, she was right there too. She
right
was
there,
right there.
if Masai sneezed, she would have got the silver. You're right, you're right. But you know what I mean. That's why, like looking at things like that, I give a little bump to the people who is home, or who's going to be running on their home soil. They're going to get that extra bump from that crowd. And he ran 12:92 this year. He ain't no slump.
Yep, you're right. All right. But from my bronze, I got Rashid, man. Like you said, hometown hero. I think he's going to pick up a medal. He's going to show a lot of honor to Team Japan. He's going to get the job done. His last race for the Diamond League was not a good race for him. He went, if you look at his social media, he went there and wrote pretty much an apology letter. You see an athlete write an apology letter before it's time for them to get ready for the finals, that means they tapped in. So I think that he's going to put a great race together. He's going to get on that podium and get the job done. My silver is going to go to Grant. And I say that only because, and I love the Flamingo, man. That's my boy. He's had a rough season this season from injury, even just to come back into form. And each race he's progressed and got better and better. And those are just one-off races. Now it's about navigating through 3 rounds. I want to see exactly how he navigates through those three rounds. And we all know that he is the epitome of veteran. He's seasoned. He's done this. We've never seen Grant have a down year. This is the first time we've seen him really have a down year. But it's there for the grabs. I got Tinch for that gold, man. It's hard to, and every hurdler knows this. When a hurdler is in a rhythm, it's hard to break them out of that rhythm. Every hurdler will tell you that. When you find a hurdler in a rhythm, like a Masai or a Tinch right now, he's in a rhythm. I see him constantly getting more comfortable, more confident with his runs. I mean, he's already dropped 12.8 this season, so he has 12.8 in his legs. A little rest, you might see that 12.8 again. He's already went sub 13, went 12.92 just off this last run. And the way he came up that last hurdle, he wasn't struggling to get to that line to run 12.9. He was there and said, I got more left in the tank for y'all. So I'm looking at him to think that he's going to navigate through these rounds and he's going to be able to have something for that finals. You know, the pressure's there, but I think he's capable of getting the job done.
Some of the people in the chat
We
say-
crazy tonight, boy. We crazy. What you got? Miles, give me your predictions. Miles, throw your predictions up there. All right, what we got? While we wait
got
on Miles.
We're gonna go with the women's 100-meter hurdles. And I seen I can't remember what the name is of the guy. I don't want to say his name if I didn't get it right. He was like Serena was she was a medal favorite because she was 12:30. A bunch of those girls had really fast PBs that year over Camacho Quinn, over you still had Akira Nugent, Masai, you had the world champion, Danielle Williams, Toby Homicide. You look at all the women's 100-meter hurdles is probably the closest competitive event on the track right now. All of their PBs are within 0.05 of each other. You could run one of those races over and over and get a different runner every time. You know what I mean? We have 2 ladies who went 12-1 this year. And then you have a few ladies that went 12-2 this year, maybe like 3 or 4. And then you got a plethora of ladies who went 12-3. So if you have that, that's more than 3. So everybody a medal contender. So let's be real on that. But here we go with my predictions for this women's 100-meter hurdles, man. I got the Jamaican, man. I got Jamaica getting third. Akira Nugent. She's been really consistent this year. You know what I mean? And but a lot of her wins, She's had like a few where she was down, but they were really fast races. I don't know where she was in her training, but I feel like she makes the podium this year. Um, Second is probably going to be a shock to a lot of people. And I got Toby Yamasan. She ran 12.2 this year. That's the fastest she ran since 2022, right? I feel like she's definitely coming on. She's coming on strong. She's doing her thing. You know what I mean? She had a few inconsistent races, but I think Glenn Mills or who's coaching her will have her right going into the World Championships. And man, it's hard for me to go against Masai. It's very, very, very hard to go against Masai. I think Masai clean is the gold medalist, and she will be the double gold medalist in Olympic and world champion. But this is one of the races where I feel like this world record might go down. And my honorable mention is Visser. Man, that young girl Visser, man, she ran 12:28, and she is coming. She clipped that hurdle in the finals running with Masai when she ran the second 12:1. But I think she's definitely somebody we got to look out for the future, man. So that's my honorable mention. That's my picks.
Miles, I guess we both in the psych ward tonight, dog. You said I'm crazy, but you gave the same predictions I did. I said Melissa Gold, Julien Silver, and Brittany Bronze. That's the same prediction I said. So how are we crazy tonight, bro? We on the same page, man. Go ahead and put that straight jacket on and get in that padded room with me, bro. That's the same prediction, bro. But hey, Nigel in the building, man. Shouts out to Nigel, bro. If y'all know who he is, man, Nigel out there, he went out there and dusted Speed this past week, man. So we're going to talk about him a little bit at the end of the show too, man. We got you, man. Stay locked in, bro. Stay locked in. Tennessee Speed.
Yeah, my cousin, Nigel Green, baby. He from Bahamas.
Nigel Green.
He run for America, though. Yeah.
Y'all is just an extension, Bahamas. You know what it is, man. Sorry for you know. My predictions for the women's 100-meter hurdles. For women's 100-meter hurdles, I got Grace Starks getting on that podium for that bronze. I got Nugent going getting that silver, and I got Masai Russell. She has that rhythm. She had an injury in mid-season. She had a little couple of losses, but she bounced right back all the way to the nationals. She's proven herself. She came back and ran another 12-1. So I think she's right on pace to go out there and just dominate. She got to make herself through those rounds. If she could do it on the highest stage of the Olympics last year, she knows what it takes. And we know the year before that, it was devastating for her. So she doesn't want to go back that way. I think she's going to get the job done. I know she can get the job done. I like the fact that Nugent, especially for that Diamond League finals, she showed back up. She ready to run. She looks good. And Starks, such a young, great talent. I think that she has the capabilities. You know, she's been a little bit inconsistent through her races, but that comes with the territory. When you're traveling around the world, you're jet lagged, you don't have the right nutrition that you're used to eating. You know, your races are going to go up and down, especially when you're new in the game. But I think that once she gets acclimated, she's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think she has the capabilities of sneaking on that podium for that bronze.
Okay. She was my she is RSG, but this I hope she'll be able to handle this. I hope my picks are wrong because I like Grace Stark, and that's why I tell people I don't base it on who I like because I like Grace Stark. You hear me talk about Grace Stark all the time, and she wasn't in my top 3. So that's why I tell people.
Janice done jumped in the chat talking about Juju for the double.
Hey man, she told you need to go sit down on the couch. I'm just playing. I don't want to die. But anyway,
hey, she'll be the first one to throw in my face too, boy.
Oh man, listen. Shoot, what we got, man? We in our last show we did miss, and I want to definitely shout him out. Ja'Cory Patterson ran a PB of 43.8 at the last meet. We forgot to talk about it on our last show. With that being said, we're going to give our predictions for the men's 400. And with Ja'Cory, it's just having like a Cinderella season, man. You go from packing boxes to getting boxes from Nike at your house, right? Because he signed to Nike now. You have from packing boxes to getting boxes, which is cool. If you were ever signed after, you know what I mean. But I'm very happy for the young man. For my 400 meter predictions, I have Christopher Bailey getting third. right? He's having an awesome year. He hasn't had a best few races, but they've been consistent. He's been around 44 low every time he's kind of stepped on the track. I think that he's going to get on the medal stand this year. I think I have him in that bronze position. For the second position, I definitely have Ja'Cory Patterson. Ja'Cory Patterson is probably going to pull up that second position, um, being being how he has been running. I think that's what's going to happen. And it's very hard for me to go against Matthew Hudson Smith, man. I think Matty does it. I think Matty goes and he gets the gold this time. I think him going through this season this year put a lot of things in perspective for him. And going into Worlds, you know what I mean? I think he's definitely going to be ready. And then he defeated Ja'Cory at Prefontaine. You know what I mean? So I got him being the winner. He has the most consistent wins this year. But that one loss to Doom this year. But I think he was sick. I think he put out a commentary that he had like an illness, and he still ran anyway. But he doesn't make excuses. I don't want to make an excuse for him, but I know he'll be ready for Worlds, and I have him at my gold medal position.
Okay. All right. I got you. That's a good lineup. I got to tread really lightly with this topic, man, because clearly, last time we talked about this.
What one was my honorable mention is Jareem Richards. Jareem,
of course.
I want him to get on the medal stand, but that's my honorable mention. Jareem, I love you, dude, dog.
Reemy Rich, TT.
Reemy gonna be like, you don't love me, you ain't put me on the medal stand. That's what he gonna tell me.
Hey,
I know that's what he's gonna say.
You know them Trinis. Hey, them Trinis real blunt, just like that. That's the first thing he gonna say when he see you.
Boy, you don't love me. Don't say you love me. You don't love me. You know. That's how you gonna do me.
All right, my picks, man. That's definitely honorable mention for sure. My picks, Bailey, man. I got Christopher Bailey for that bronze medal right now, getting on the podium. He's had a great season from last year into this season. He has shown that he is one of those guys who's the front runner for Team USA. He's picked up the mantle. He's ran with it, and he goes out there and fights. He's not laying down. If you watched him through the beginning of the season, he put everybody on notice when he was in Jamaica. He put together a great performance throughout the season. He's been strong. He's been reliable, right? And then for my silver, I got Maddie, man. You know what I mean? I know Maddie is a dog, and that's my boy. I know he got the baby just came. Congratulations, my man. And you got a lot on your plate right now, too. And you want to go out there and show the world that you that guy. You can go out and do that, man. I believe in you. But I got him at silver right now because that boy Ja'Cory, bro. Ja'Cory has put together Ja'Cory Patterson has put together an amazing season. Dream season. Like you said before, he went from loading boxes. Now he got the opportunity to step on the top box to get that gold medal, bro. And as soon as I betted against him, his coach called me. Aileen Francie called me and says, "So you're betting against my athletes?" And I said, "Elaine, I didn't know that he was your athlete, my boy." But at the end of the day, I love the fact of he is a dog, man. When you watch him run and compete, he's out there knowing that I can't go backwards. I got to get me a contract, got the contract. I got to prove myself now. And he has shown every race since then that he's going out there to run and to prove himself. I think he understands what is to go into this world championships. He's hungry enough to realize that I don't need to have stage fright. Stage fright is going to put me back to where I was before, and that's not where I want to be. I got to give it all through these rounds, and I got to let it all go into that finals. I think he'll go out there and put together a great job.
Yeah, all in the game, man. I don't know if you watch these people PBs. The person who's all in the game, he said Matthew Hud Smith is the only sub 44 guy in that race. No, I mean Ja'Cory just ran 43.8.
He ran 43 twice this season. He ran 43 early in the season. What was it, Miami?
And then he ran
It might-
43.8. So I don't know. Yeah.
He
And
ran
I think
43.9 when he didn't even have a contract.
yeah. And
and
then he
still
just
ran
ran
43.
Yeah, and he just ran 43.8. So I
Yeah.
don't know why he's saying like Matthew Hudson Smith is the only guy who was sub 44. And I think Christopher Bailey's PB is 43.9, so I'm not sure. So I know you got plenty 43 guys. And then Jareem's PB is 43. So I don't know where he getting his information from. But all in the game, get it together, man. Get it together, man. So shoot, from what we got up next? We got the men's 400 meter hurdles. Now this gonna come to a shock as a lot of people, bro. Man, I got Rye getting third, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I got
Get him,
Rye
chat.
getting third.
Get him, chat.
I know the chat.
Get him like y'all got me, bro.
Yeah, I know it. I got Rye getting third. They're gonna think I'm real crazy tonight. They're gonna think I'm sipping on something, but I'm not sipping on anything, man. I think Rye is definitely doing okay for the year. I think Rye should be breaking the world record. I think Rye is how David Oliver talked about Grant Holloway. I think Rye is that prototypical 400 meter hurdler who coaches dream for. I think Rye could probably run like 45.7 or something like that, man. I think he is the complete put together hurdler. But I don't think he is going to be able to defeat. And like I said, I'm going off of season's best. But if I'm going off of season's best and body of work and how they compete, I should have the person who I have at number 2 at number 1. But the person who I have at number 2 is the Viking. I have the Viking getting second with the world lead of 46.2. He has the fastest 400 meter time this year. But the way Dos Santos competed at pre, I love the way that man competed. I think Dos Santos gets the gold this year from Brazil. That's my lineup. I got Dos Santos, the Viking, and then I got Rye getting third.
Okay. All right. Cool. Got you. Hey, all in the game, man. Stop yelling, man. We hear you, bro. Listen, it was the chat stream was moving up really fast, man. He didn't see that all in the game said sub, or he said 43.5. He's the only guy who's 43.5 in that. He is. True. Great statement. That's factual. You are right. You are right. He's taking it to heart a little bit, man. We got you, man. We hear you, bro. Apologies, man. You were right. You're right with that.
Oh man, come on, all in the game. Don't be disrespectful. I ain't gonna be disrespectful to you, man. Don't put you can't even read properly. We ain't gonna do that on there, man. Be respectful. That's not what we do on our platform. All right. So you get it together. I ain't gonna disrespect you on there because I have the bigger platform, but I'm not like that. So let's not do that. I'm gonna check it right now.
We're gonna talk about my predictions. Oh man, this was a tough one for me though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. The big three is that's a tough one, bro. I thought about this, and I see Warholm getting third, bro. I think he put together really good races this season, but I don't think that he's stepped up to the plate against the big three enough to be able to put his race pattern together. I think last year his race pattern was off a little bit, and that was just last year. You know what I mean? It's debatable, right? It was his 10th hurdle. If you watch him, he started stuttering, or he paused, or he floated that last hurdle. I think that with those guys all kind of hovering around those same times, especially going into that, you know what I mean? He will. I think maybe he will give a mistake. That's just my personal opinion. I could be totally wrong. For me, I got Rye at second, and I got Dos Santos winning. I think Dos Santos could be able to pull it out. But Rye is a dog, and Rye got the job done last year. And I'm not biased, but I think Rye tapped into an area where he's comfortable, and he knows when to turn it on and off. But
yeah, so we both got Dos Santos winning. Adrian Cox, Dos Santos won the last race at pre. And so he didn't lose. He won. He beat Rye. He beat the Olympic champion. And it was a very good competitive race, man. He lined him up, man, and he put him down. So it was a really, really good run out of Dos Santos, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a tough one. It's going to be one of my favorite events to watch. That's for sure, definitely.
Listen, I I haven't said it lately, but I think that 400-meter world record falls also. I think with them three being healthy, I mean, I think that one goes too, bro. I think
For the
that
400 hurdles?
45, yeah, bro. I think that goes.
Yeah.
They gonna push each other to the limit, boy, because three of those guys are fierce competitors. And you know, if you watched our interview with Dos Santos, man, he was really saying that, look, this is his time.
I'm laughing, Andrew. You right. I got you on that one. Man, let's get into these the women's 400 hurdles. What you got?
Shoot, third, I got the silver medalist from the Olympics, Anna Cockle. I got her pulling up third. I got the former world record holder, world champion, Olympic champion, Dalilah Muhammad, getting second. And then I have Femke Ball, which should be an obvious pick, winning the 400-meter hurdles.
Okay. I got Anna Cockrell getting on that podium for that bronze. Um, I think she put together a really good season. You know what I mean? She's been strong and she trains with Dalilah. So I think that helps. That's going to help both of them to be able to make sure that they get through those rounds easy. It's always good when you have someone that's there with you to be able to get through the rounds. Even though they're your competitor, they're going for the same medals. It's good to be able to have someone that's going to line up on that line with you, and you can bump fists and say, all right, man, may the best man win, may the best woman win, and get the job done. Because y'all trained with each other. Blood, sweat, and tears. So you respect that person. If they have it on that day, it's because they got the job done, and you know they were better than you on that day. So I like that chemistry that Dalilah and Anna Cockrell have together. I got Dalilah getting second. She's had one of the best farewell tours I've ever seen in my life. She went from having so many injuries that she became a non-factor and not part of the conversation for a while, and then able to heal herself and get back into contention and then drop some really good times this season. And Rod has said it earlier this season. He was like, why would you even retire if the times you're running right now put you in great contention for getting a medal? But, you know, when you're an athlete, you know when it's over for you. You know when you're done. Because it's not necessarily the competition. It's more of the fact of the training can be very taxing on you on a daily basis. And once your mind starts to kind of not have that love for the training anymore, it's going to show in your performance. But her performance this year has been on point. So got Dalilah getting that silver and Femke Ball. Femke Ball is Femke Ball, man. You know what I mean? The only person right now who can beat Femke Ball is Sid, and Sid is not in that race. So Femke is Femke Ball putting it together. I think it's going to be very difficult to beat her because she's going to do, like you see in this video right now, she's going to be able to create separation because of her speed endurance and be able to have good hurling form all the way through. And she's on a mission, bro. She's on a different kind of mission than those ladies are on a mission. She's trying to chase times that she's never done before at a level that only one person has ever done it before. So I think she can get that job done, getting that gold medal. I think it's pretty much going to be a easy one for her. So, but that's my 400-meter hurdles predictions. What the chat say? Team Dalilah. Okay.
We still. I'd love Dalilah to win. That right there, closing that chapter with a gold medal. Listen, you can't top that, boy. And then you retire off into the wind with that gold. That'll be amazing for her. But
yeah,
and Femke just looks so good. It's hard to bet against her, bro.
It is all in the game. I agree with you on that one. I think she's going to gap the field. It's all the real question, and I think the conversation is going to be what time is she going to run? You know what I mean? Because I think that she's looking for a time. She hasn't put out the time out there, but you clearly know that she's looking for a certain time. So I wonder where that's going to be. If y'all know, if y'all have some guesstimations, put it in the chat, man. Now we get into the women's 400 hurdles, man.
No, the women's 400.
Oh, the women's 400, my bad. Women's 400. What you?
Man, I
What
got.
you got? Are you looking aside like that, man? It's like that.
Because people going to say I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. When you look at the analytics, unless this girl has a serious jump. I got Sydney getting third. I got Sid getting third in the women's 400. only because the two women who I'm picking over who've been battling all year and have been running all year have been running times that Sid has never seen before, right? But not all year, but like in their lifetime, they've ran times that they haven't seen before. I have Polino getting second, and I have Salawi Nassar, finally getting the big one at Worlds and winning Worlds. Now, for Sid, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, yeah, you crazy, man. Sid could beat them girls. If they thinking about her in the 400-meter hurdles, this is a whole different type of baby. Like, if you don't understand, Salawi Nassar just ran the American record in her last meet. Sydney is trying to break the American record. Both of those ladies have ran 48-1 before, Nassar and Polino. You know what I mean? They're running times like super fast. So not saying that Sid can't do it, but Sid has never seen some of those things before. So that's my reasoning in picking or putting Sid third. And she hasn't raced. I don't think she's raced any of them this year, so she couldn't really size them up to really see where she's at this year with any of them. So we'll see where she's at Worlds, but that's definitely my predictions for the women's 400.
Okay. All right. Side note, Victor asked, how do you train for overspeed? You're usually going to go a little bit over whatever your discipline or distance is. So if you're trying to get ready for 100 meters, you're going to work on your top end speed. You know, you're going to do a lot of 120s or 150s. Those usually are going to help as well. Or you try to work on your interior, which are 60 meters, that 60-meter part of that 100 meters, which is right in the middle. You work on that by doing 60, 80, 60s. Those usually help out as well. 200 meters, you're going to work on 250s. You know, you're trying to prime that lactic threshold that usually your athlete fatigues within that point of their race, right? You're trying to give them enough endurance that once they get into that race, their real discipline feels shorter than what they've been training at. So that's how you usually kind of do it. You want to not just keep running them hundreds if they're running 100 meters. Give them a little more. Give them a little more meters to be able to go, you know? Depending on – go ahead.
No, I was going to say, or if you want to use some type of pulley system like a 1080 or a TOA in those flying 60s where you could get their body vibrating a little bit faster once you drop them down to their 60s for over speed run. And that'll kind of sink them to where you could drop them back down into like a 120 and see how they roll after that. So
yeah. All right, back to this 400-meter prediction, man. I think Sydney will get the job done and where she's coming to get the job done, and I think that she's coming to look to break that American record. I think she will get that done. She already knows that it's going to be a tall order going against those two titans of ladies between Nasser and Paulino. They have been tearing up the track for the last couple of years. So it ain't just a season. It's been the last couple of years that they've been putting things together. This is a tough one for me, man. I know the chat already said, what the chat say? The chat said Nasser for the win. I see Nasser getting the win. I think Nasser has been struggling with her race strategy and pattern against Paulino. If you see the last couple of races when they was running against each other through the Grand Slam, Nasser would get into a rhythm because we all know how she runs. She's going to run that same rhythm from the gun. Bow, she's just going to go zzz, like a little motor. And then she gets to that last 100 to the last 70 meters of that run, and that's when Paulino steps in because Paulino opens up her arms more, stretches her legs out more, and she covers more ground, and she hits that other gear. If you watch the last race that these two ladies have gone against each other, right here, Nasser started to sprint in that last 100 meters. She worked for it, and she opened up more, and she put together a great race. I think when you watch these ladies go through the rounds, it'll give you the telltale sign of what's to come for this finals. But I have Paulino for silver, and I have Nasser for that gold.
they're gonna be real conservative because with Nassar almost running the world lead again, and the world lead belongs to her. Just being said, the two fastest times in the world belong to Nasser. Paulina's going to be very careful. I don't know if Polino going through her training was a little bit loaded in the last race, because coaches could do that sometime. In the last Diamond League, they'd be like, this don't mean anything. By that time, you've already collected your appearance fee and you're running to get a race in, but possibly you could be using that run as a workout. We may see the same Polino we seen at the Olympics in 40 weight one shape. If that happens, I hope Sarawak will be ready for that. But that's based on my pick off of the last run, of her running 48.70, you know what I mean, going into it. But we'll see, because she has a great coach also.
Hey, me and you actually talked about this offline, and my internal argument with myself, exactly what Dell and all in the game are talking about, and Salim is talking about, is the fact of Paulino is super competitive. Like, the moment NASA beat her in Jamaica and dropped that 48 on her head, Paulino did not lose until recently. You understand? Like, she said, hold on, this is what we doing? Okay, cool, I got you. So I think from that loss, she learned, okay, I have to do better. I have to operate better. And if Dell's win streak is right, which is 12-2, Paulino got 12 to NASA's 2. That's a tall order right there, boy. I'm telling you right now.
It is. But we know how it is in our sport. It don't matter what you did all year, just the one count. So we ain't gonna be talking about no 12-2 if she be there at the World Championships. You know what I mean?
You're right. But we did a count last night. Chat, help us out with this one too. From 2021, who was the Olympic champion in 2021? That was Shanae?
Shanae Minoribo, yes.
Shanae, right? And then so that means in 2023. Okay, so that means in 2022 that was Paulino, right?
Yeah, 2022
that was
the World
in
Champion
Oregon.
was Polino. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then 2023, that was Paulino, right?
I think so.
Okay. And then 2024 Olympics, who won the Olympic gold?
Yeah, I get where you're going.
It's tough, bro. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I'm just saying, it's tough. So yeah, but once again, I mean, NASA ain't no slouch. She's proven herself, tried and true. She knows how to run. Like I said, I think that she's worked on her last 100 meters of her 400-meter race. I want to see exactly how it looks through those rounds, and she has enough energy to go out there and do the same thing in that finals that she just did. So, Diamond League champion beating up with.
No, Shanae was 20. The chat is right.
What happened?
Shanae was 22.
Oh, Shanae 22. Then she stepped to the side.
Yeah.
Okay. Then she stepped to the side, had the baby and everything. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. All right. Cool. That's a little more digestible for me right there. That means I was gonna say Paulino was on a streak for real.
So she just holding both crowns right now. But shoot, NASA was battling Shanae too. Shoot.
But exactly, Ozzy's right. In 2019, NASA won in Doha. So, and she does what she does best. But the thing is that she gets out and she holds a certain pace, and she holds that pace all the way through. It throws off your opponents because they're thinking that you're going to come back to them or you're going to tire out. NASA don't do that. She don't do that. But I think she's changed up her strategy. So I think we're going to see something different for her. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to see what's going to happen.
I think it's amazing for NASA, though. If you ever met NASA, and I've met NASA several times in person, she's like 5'5". For her to be running 48.1 and 48.7, 48.3, to be 5'5", but that's crazy.
Listen, I think the last thing that goes to her mind before that gun goes off is run for your life.
She be turning too, bro. She be that. It was just so crazy for me because I would think her 200 would be a whole lot better. But I think she's trying to navigate. She's ran a lot of 200s this year, trying to navigate through them. I would definitely think her 200 should be in the 22.1 range, but it's not, which is crazy. For her to be turning over, you seen that last 100 out of in that 48.7, boy, she was turning like she had fresh legs.
Yeah. Right. Clam, yeah. I get that. Clam, I hear what you say, man. I mean, she could run 48.7 pretty much by herself. You know what I mean? But you look at the stats of Paulino, who runs 48.1. You know what I mean? That's her PR compared to that. So you have to take that in consideration too. But once again, the combination of a Bobby Kersey and a Sydney, deadly. It's definitely dangerous. And I think they have a plan. Now, what their plan is, I'm not sure, because it is truly a tall order to be able to say, I'm going to jump in this 400, and I'm definitely going to go out here and try to beat Paulino and the Nasser pretty much at their prime. That is a battle within itself. And I commend Sydney on that. Like, to step out of your own 400-meter hurdle realm where you ruled at, you had 5 to 6 world records, and you could just keep breaking world records and keep beating your opponents to submission. Like, for her to step into a whole new realm, and it's a realm that's not vacant, I take my hat off to her, because that means that she is wanting a fight. She is wanting to go out there and test herself. So I give all the respect to Sydney to be able to step to the line and do what she's going to do in this world championship.
I think that's the level of a true champion. You know what I mean? When you pick an event that you know that you're gonna have to fight to win. It's not the easy, I could train for this as long as I'm happy I can win. I think those are the definite signs of a true champion, to say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I think for somebody like Shane, if he does it this year, and then he starts to test his hand at the 200 and say, okay, I beat Noah here, or all of the people who I needed to beat in this 100. I want to step up to the 200 and see if I could challenge them now. I think that's the play. But we'll see. I mean, as you know, that 100-meter money is way better than 200-meter money, especially if you do both. Especially do.
Victor asks where you think that Sydney's strength is in this race. That's a good question, though, because where's
she can't hang back. If she can't let Salwa get too far from her, because that's with Salwa running the times that she run, and Sydney's never seen them times. She's not going to run her down. You're not going to run that down. Paulino runs a more even style race where she charges the last 120 to 100. I think that race strategy to kind of like pace Salwa, not to try to be in front of her, but just to be with her until striking distance. That's what I just think.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I actually like Ozzy's strategy. She has to get out with Nasser. She has to be able to develop and kind of normalize that pace that Nasser's at. But then she has to make sure that she has enough kick to hold off someone like a Paulino who's going to come towards the end of that race. So she has to find a happy medium between to stay competitive against those two ladies. And then we know that Sydney's gritty. Even though she goes out there and she tests herself against time itself, she is a competitor. She's going to go out there and try to fight tooth and nail. So I think that if she stride for stride with these girls coming halfway down the home stretch, I think that she is going to surprise herself. She's going to surprise a lot of people. But she's going to have to put together a flawless strategy in this finals to make sure that she's right there to be able to get on that podium. I mean, I think she's going to get on that podium, but to be able to upset one of these ladies.
Whatever she does, I think the American record is gone. I think all three of these women will definitely, all three of them will run 48.5 or better. I think all three of them they'll push each other to that. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen in Tokyo. So,
but I mean, Andrew's over here saying that she hasn't worked on her blocks and foot speed. We haven't seen Sydney. If you think about it, we haven't seen Sydney. She doesn't like to run overseas. She likes to be able to train in mystery. And then when she pops up, she pops out. She outside.
And we can't speculate on what these people are working on. We don't see them. They don't have a workout vlog. Sydney is one of those people who still carries like the old regime of coaching. Like there's a mystique, right? You don't know what she's doing. So you don't know what she's doing at practice to say she hasn't been working on blocks. They could be working on everything, overspeed, everything. She could run the first round and make 49 flat look super easy based on what she's been doing. She's not one to need races to be ready to race. She's one of those type of athletes. She doesn't need races to be ready to race. That's not her thing.
And I think Ozzy made a good point about her strategy, is because if you just remember, maybe it was just last year, I think, she surprised me when she went out there and went 22-0.
Yep.
Off the first race of the season, went 22-0 in the 200.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she went out there and beat 200-meter girls, put them to rest. So she has the foot speed and the capabilities. It's about making sure that she executes it. She conserves energy when she needs to, and she needs to strike when she needs to. She can't hesitate. But that said, man, that's our rundown for that one, man. What else you got?
We got a little bit of current events, man. We had somebody, he was in the chat earlier, man. Nigel Green. If you don't know who Nigel Green, run the clip on Nigel Green, man. You were seeing him before. He the most dancing person, most jovial person at our track meets, man. We had the clip on Nigel Green. There you go. 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 Boom, 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 boom. He had a race against iShowSpeed in New York, and I think he did an interview on the Track and Field Network with Anson Henry, and he talks about how he visualized the whole event happening and tracking down iShowSpeed, and he bust iShowSpeed behind, bro, ran that boy up out of his shoes. So I think it's time for iShowSpeed. And Nigel Green, I think his PB is 10:08, which is very respectable in our community. I think iShow should stop calling out the top guys because he couldn't even beat one of the guys who are in the middle in the 100. So I think he's good on that. So iShow, if you really want to race the top, I think you owe Nigel Green another race. I think you need to give him another race, and if you beat him, then you can go back to calling out the top guys in the game. You know what I mean? But as you see right now, man, Nigel was looking at him probably like after like the fifth step. Do we have that clip on when they race? Oh, look at that. The most dancing ass nigga you'd have never seen.
Get it, Nigel.
Look at boy, his ass busted, boy. Hey, iShow told him he would want to run it back and never ran it back.
Yeah, he skated off on him, dog. Hey, he skated off on him. But first of all, look, you're showing your age, Rod. Just speed.
What you mean?
It's just his Instagram name is iShowSpeed. It's just speed, baby. You younger than me, so you making both of us look old right now. So hey. But what I want to say about it too is the fact of I like the fact that Nigel came in and he pulled the speed on speed. Speed is known to go out there and just show up on anybody, pop up and say, "Hey, race me right now." And now he's getting a taste of his medicine. And then he had the audacity to go out there and run in some Yeezys, like them Yeezy slides. Like, what are you doing, bro? Speed. Like, you feeling yourself just a little too much right now, bro. You out here running these Yeezy slides. If you saw it, and go back and look if you get a chance, he had about 3 toes that were poking outside of little air holes in the Yeezy slide, bro. Like, give that man a little bit more respect, man. I don't think he's going to run it back. I'm sorry, Nigel. He's not going to run it back, bro, because you dogged him, bro. You look back at him, and you raise your hand before you cross the finish line. But the thing I liked about it the most is that you did it in front of 43 million people who are watching on that stream.
And that's
you
crazy.
Handle business.
We definitely.
But the thing's gonna happen. The thing's gonna happen in this situation is run up on him again, Nigel. Go find out where he at. Run up on him again. That's how you're gonna create your persona. Make that man race you again. And the thing is, in the racing world, you beat him. He should be knocking on your door. But the fact is, he ain't gonna do that. He gonna try to sweep it under the rug. Go find that man, dog. Go show up on him. Be his nightmare. Everywhere he go, peek at him like this. Hey, where you at? We gonna race? You racing, dog? Hey, it's me, dog. Fastest dude in New York, bro. Where we at, bro? I'm outside New York now. It's questionable. What you got? I'm still ready to run. Do your thing.
Yeah, he gonna sweep this thing under the rug, Nigel. He definitely is. We can't let him do that, so we probably will chop this up and we gonna put it out there for you too. But anybody that want to catch his interview, man, with Anson Henry on the Track and Field Network, he did an interview of how it all went down. He'll be having a vlog going out, so we want y'all to follow Nigel, man. Nigel, put your handle up in the chat, man, so people can follow you and find out about your persona. He also made some really good statements how our sport does in that persona, and him dancing the way he looks. You know what I mean? He's saying that is his persona, and that's his persona for track and field. So shout out to Nigel, man. We just wanted to show you some love.
His friends call him Mr. Wiggles. I'm not calling you Mr. Wiggles, Nigel. That's
I'm not doing that. We grown men, boy.
I can't call you Mr. Wiggles, man. But
I'll
hey,
call you Bullet Train,
but you do
boy.
get out there. Hey, you do get out there and you entertain, man. And you had a great season, man. You went out there at least PR 3 times, man. The man's PR is a 10-0, so he's legit. He's gonna put some good times out there, man.
He's a legit runner. He's not not by any means. He is a sleep on you guy. He's a 10:08 guy. I'd love to see him run more indoor next year, trying to get into that 6'4" range. So Nigel, you and your coach, man, y'all keep pushing, man. I'd like to see you out there.
Exactly, bud. Press that man, dog. Pull up on him everywhere. Be his nightmare, dog.
Yeah,
Get some sponsors. Go get sponsors that say, hey, just pay me travel money to pull up on this dude. I'm gonna race him every time. Go get your money.
You in New York, baby. Yeah, and 2028, boy. So you definitely legit, boy. So yeah, man. So yeah, make sure you get those sponsors and get out there. But we at Ready Set Go are very proud of you. You know what I mean? For doing that for the track and field community, man. He needed his he needed that belt to add, and we happy you did it. You know what I mean? So good job. You might have to find what's the name too from he gonna be you could beat him too. What's his name from the Dolphins?
Oh, Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek. Tyreek playing now. He under contract, so he can't do nothing. But we all good, man. Well, shoot. But that's it, man. You have anything else? Chat, y'all have anything else? Nah, I think that's it, man. Well, shoot. That's it for today, man. Those are our predictions. We'll be coming with our relay predictions a little bit closer to relay time. I know a lot of y'all was looking for that. We're going to see how these individual runs shake out first and how they putting together these teams. But we definitely love that you guys enjoyed our show. Please like, subscribe, get us to 100 subscribers. We're almost at 700 people following in our Discord, and we appreciate you all. But until next time,
We're gonna bring that up though. We're gonna bring that up in the next one, man. What about the relays? They said prediction relays. We're gonna bring that up on the next episode, man. We want to focus solely on the relays and the combinations and why we think it's going to work. It's gonna take a little bit more time on that one though. But you thinking right though.
Yeah, 100%. But we thank all of y'all for joining us, man. But until next time on our show.
Hold. But I want to give us before we even get the Ready, Set, Go. Miles, I appreciate y'all. Oz, I appreciate y'all. Tiffany, you was in here earlier. Hey, all in the game, boy. We love you, man. Same thing. All y'all. Appreciate y'all coming into the chat, man. We'll see you on the next one, man. Sunday for sure. With that said.
You sure that's it? Because I don't want. With that said, until next time on our show. Ready, set, go!
Go! All right. What's up, guys? Appreciate you watching this episode of RSG, man. If you may not know, we have just started our Discord channel, man. If you want to be able to sit down with us, have some conversations, have some banter back and forth, come see us.
We have an active channel where you guys can talk with Justin and I regularly, and we have race predictions.
And occasionally on Sunday, you'll be able to speak to Rod and I personally, and also we'll have guests.
And when we drop any announcements or merch, that'll be the first place you can see it.
And we'll also have some lucky fans be able to ask some questions to our guests. So hit the link in the bio.